Do you ever wonder what hiring managers are actually thinking during your interview? Well, in this video, I'm breaking down 6 things that they won't say out loud, but absolutely shape who gets hired, who gets rejected, and why. I've spent years recruiting at Google, Lyft, Uber, TikTok, and the New York Times, and everything I'm sharing with you comes from real hiring rooms, not guesswork. Secret number 1, you're sometimes a benchmark, not a contender. You prepared, you showed up ready, and then it went nowhere. Here's what might have been happening behind the scenes. The role was already earmarked for somebody else. And this happens, and it happens when a hiring manager has someone else in mind, like an internal transfer, a referral, someone that they worked with before. But internal policy requires them to run a fair process. So they post the role, interview a few people, and make it all look legitimate. And that's where you come in. You are now the benchmark. You're there to help confirm the choice that they've already made. And here's the thing. Sometimes that person drops off or drops out. And if you've made a strong impression, you become the new frontrunner. It's rare, but I have seen it happen. And that's why you should always show up well in interviews, even if things feel a bit off. Here's how to spot it. If the job description has oddly specific experience requirements, the interviews feel rushed or there's low engagement, it's almost as if they're already checked out. The process moves faster than normal, as if they don't want to get to know you at all. Secret number 2, the silver medalist often gets the stronger offer. Let's say you didn't get the offer. That doesn't mean someone else did. Candidates drop out of the process all the time. They negotiate too long, they ghost, and when that happens, hiring managers go back to the person who was close. I've done this for hiring managers and called someone weeks later when our first pick didn't move forward. The key is how you handle rejection. If you were professional, left a clean exit, and showed maturity, then you're still in play. But if you sent a bitter email or shut down communication, that door's closed. So always be kind and gracious, even in the face of rejection. Also, when you're the second call, you often get a better deal. Why? Because now they're under pressure and you're not their maybe anymore, you're now their solution. Secret number 3, desperation makes them cautious, not generous. Yes, they're under pressure. They've been down a headcount for months. Their team is burnt out, projects are behind, and their boss keeps asking them when they're going to fill this role. But that doesn't make them easier to win over. It makes them more afraid of hiring the wrong person and restarting the search. When desperation shows up in hiring, it doesn't create urgency, it creates risk aversion. That's why your leverage doesn't exist until they've decided that you're the one. Before that, you're just another risk they're trying to avoid. Secret number 4, culture fit covers a lot of bias. Have you ever heard the feedback, "We really liked you, but you weren't the right fit"? That phrase sounds benign, but it can mean anything. And it usually means, you didn't make me feel like a safe pair of hands. It could be that you challenged an idea, or you didn't mirror their tone, or just didn't click in some vague way. The problem is that it's unprovable. And that makes it seem like the perfect place for bias to hide about age, gender, background, communication style, or even body language. If you hear cultural fit, take it as a sign to reflect, but don't internalize it. It tells you more about them than it does about you. Secret number 5, most interviews are confirmation bias. They usually decide in the first 5 minutes if you're a yes or a no. The rest of the time, they're just pattern matching. If you give off confidence and clarity in the first few minutes, they'll look for signs to back that up. Now, if you come off as unsure or flat, they're going to dig for reasons to justify their no. That's why you have to show up steady, clear, and grounded from the start. That matters more than scripting perfect answers. Now, if you're enjoying this video, give it a like and subscribe because that tells me you like this type of content and really helps my channel. Here's a quick tip. In an interview, act like you already work there. Be relaxed, focused, curious, not eager, not robotic, just present. Secret number 6, overqualified isn't about ego, it's about risk. Sometimes you hear, "You were great, but you were overqualified." That can mean 2 things. Either they're worried that you're going to leave in 6 months for a better job, or you made someone on the team feel insecure. Either way, they're seeing you as a risk. not because you're not capable, but because they're not sure if the role can hold you. It's not always fair, but that's how budget-strained, risk-sensitive organizations think. They'd rather hire someone with room to grow than someone that they think might outgrow the role before the first performance review. If you've experienced any of these, you're not imagining things. This is how hiring works behind the scenes. But the more you understand the system, the more power you have inside of it. If you're not getting interviews, then your resume needs some work. So check out this video for more secrets on how to get hired.